we're seeing some simmers, right? So Governor Kathy Hochul, I think some of you might have caught that that very viral clip now, and just to see that the Democrats are now the party of states' rights, and the Republicans are the party of federal overreach. Now, when I say overreach, I'm not, you're cutting the federal employees, maybe you're cutting federal spending. We haven't quite seen that yet materialize. But this is an extraordinary flip from what we've seen in the last couple of decades. And it's an earthquake in American politics to see this flip where Democratic governors will be saying, we are defending our state prerogatives.
Somebody said to me yesterday, stopped me and they said, who are you watching more than anyone? And I said, the minority member of the Senate Armed Services Committee with his military credibility, Senator Reid of your Rhode Island. Can the committees come to the rescue, both Republicans and Democrats? Is there a committee coherence and strength, Professor Schiller, that can bring checks and balances?
Well, the issue of saying rescue, this is the whole point. I mean, people are saying, oh, this is getting very shaky and scary when, the president's tweeting that he's the king. But on the other hand, Trump is excellent at political theater. So, what is actually a threat to civil liberties? What is a threat to the freedom of the press, your freedom to have financial independence? What are those actual federal threats right now versus what the appearances are, what the rhetoric is? And until they catch up to each other and the American voter feels concerned or feels threatened by the Trump federal government, I don't think you're going to have a lot of legs to stand on. I don't think you're going to have a lot of leverage to generate public opposition. And without public opposition in those red states and those red districts, I don't see the House or the Senate standing up and opposing this president, except they will use the debt ceiling, I think, as leverage. Maybe not in the House, but I think in the Senate, they'll say, listen, we don't want to crash the economy, but there's got to be a limit. And you're seeing grumblings already in the House GOP on the extent of cuts that they're proposing for this budget deal. Remember, the government has to get funded again at the end of March. So really, the fundamental congressional tool to fund the government, even if the president changes how he's spending the money, is still their leverage. And, 6 weeks from now, things could look quite different in terms of the pressure on them to stop some of these Trump initiatives.